Hello, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the squirrely lighting. I just kind of noticed them sort of half in shadow, half in out of shadow. Got the sunshade here from the greenhouse. And I'm here at the potting bench because last night I turned around and finally dug up one of my irises. I have a couple of irises that I need to dig up. Actually, I think only one other. But either way, this iris, which is, I believe, Easter candy or Easter beard candy. It's a spider in there. Gross. Anyways, needed to be dug up. It was really starting to clump out and spread out. And I didn't like the location really where it was at. That being said, I'm going to plant at least one back in that same location. But that's later in the video. For now, I just basically dug it all up and I threw it in this bucket. I gave a little squirt of water last night, but from my understanding, or from what I've read on the interwebs, is you can basically leave them out of the ground for up to a month. Not that I would do that, but that's what the interwebs said. But you can't believe everything you read on the interwebs, can you? So today I'm going to turn around and take this. We're going to divide it up. I have done some research on this. I've done some reading on this. I'm going to share what I know, and if you guys think I'm wrong or doing something wrong, please feel free to leave a comment below. This is not a how-to. This is just what I've read and discovered. And again, I need to divide this guy, so let's just get into it. Do need scissors though. Alrighty, I got my little pair of like garden scissors here. Hopefully they do the trick. Hopefully they work for me. There's a lot going on here around the table. I have cuttings and I have plants that need to get planted out and all sorts of things. So bear with me and we'll see what we got here. I'm just going to reach into the pot, pull each one out, and let's take a look at it. So from what I've read, let's just grab the first big old clump here. And here we got a big old clump, and they say you can divide this by hand or knife. I'm just going to start teasing this. Okay, and I'm making a mess, but that's okay. And I think we can get 2 out of this. They say you should have a minimum of 3 leaves, which we do, and you should have white roots. So theoretically, that's 2 plants. That's cool. And then the next thing we're allegedly supposed to do is cut this to a something like that. So I'm going to put that over there. This will go to the compost pile. Do the same thing here. I don't think it makes a difference how you cut the leaves. I've seen people cut them straight across. I've seen people cut them at a like that, like a fancier fan style, fan thing. But this is what we got. So that's 2 plants. Pull that off. This looks a tad dubious. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm a little paranoid, but it's a good firm rhizome. I got good white roots. So we're gonna roll with this. If you've never done anything with irises before, and you're new like me, allegedly, or not allegedly, the reason for cutting these short, and this will also be seen with other plants, the plant is trying to put energy into the leaves, and if you don't reduce the amount of leaves, it's just going to keep trying to put the energy in and thus stressing the plant. So for instance, here's this boxwood cut, these Japanese holly cuttings. And I only have a few leaves on them. In fact, there's probably a few too many leaves on this one. So if we just remove the leaves, now it's putting less energy into the existing leaves, which then allows it to put energy into producing roots. All right, so we got another one here. Put that off to the side. Now this is important from what I understand. So we got something like this. No leaves, brown root, no bueno. No good. And I think it's going to be the same thing here. So we can tease that off. Okay, so this is going to be good. My leaf cutting here is going to be a little sloppy. Now this, since it has no, sorry, I'm trying to keep in shot here. So this, since it has no leaves, it has an old stem, It's no good. It does feel firm. Actually, wait, yeah, it feels firm, which apparently is a good sign. But again, no leaves, old stem, no good. Off to the compost pile. Clean this dirt off. And again, I can think to use that one. Yeah, 3 leaves. We got a bit of rhizome. There we go. Just gonna get some of this dirt off so I can see what I'm working with. Now this is the old tuber or old rhizome. It actually looks like it's trying to produce new rhizomes. There we go, just break that off. That one's good. Cut those leaves back. Next, here's another one with old. Apparently just break that off, get rid of it. New. There you go. Next, this one looks like it already got divided when I pulled it up, so I'm just going to cut the leaves back. And it looks like these might be the last ones. So this one's another one where it looks a bit iffy. But I'm going to roll with it. That's the old, and that's the new. So that's it. So out of one plant, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 new plants. That's pretty cool. So I guess the next step is to go plant them up now. We are underneath the crepe myrtle in the front garden, and this is where I have the old clump. We're right next to the drain downspout thing here that I have. And right here in front of me, I have a pineapple lily. Now, I planted this here not fully understanding or knowing how tall it would get or what it would do or what this holly here would do. I think it's a holly. Yeah, this one's a holly. Either way, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull this out since I'm here. And then I'm just gonna put, I think, what do I have, 10? So I think I'll put 3 maybe, now I think I'll put 1 clump here. I'm not expecting it to flower next year, but maybe the year after, we'll see, because this spot is mostly in shade. But this past spring, I had a beautiful display of flowers. And I think it took 2 or 3 years to happen, but nonetheless, I still got the beautiful display of flowers. So I think I will still put 1 here, which is not exactly an optimal spot for iris, but I will do it because I can, because it's my garden, damn it. And then we're gonna put the rest over in the front flower garden. So let me try to dig this out. Now there's lots of sign of fire ant activity here. And let's see if we can dig out this pineapple lily here. I got a lot of leaves, so it also may have divided or been in the process of dividing. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, this pineapple lily looks like it was in the process of dividing. And it's not really a good location for it. So we will take this guy, and I think at the end of the video, we'll go back to the potting bench and do something with him. All right, now I'm gonna take this one here. And what they say to do is you make a little mound and you stick it on top of the mound. I'm actually gonna put down some fresh compost. Now this is a bearded iris, so from my understanding, they don't like to be sitting in soaking wet water. So we're gonna plant it a little high, which is fine. I think I want the leaves going this way. All right. And we're supposed to keep the rhizome above the soil. How are you? So we use the fresh compost here to hold it down. All right. And that's about it. We'll look at it in closer detail when I plant out the others. But I think this is going to be good, I hope. Maybe. We'll find out. I'm going to come back, I'll water, and I'll mulch on top of it, or around it, I should say, because they say not to sort of cover the rhizome. And I think the whole reason is you want to prevent the rhizome from rotting. So that's why you don't want to sit too far into the ground, otherwise it gets too wet and then it rots, and you don't want to cover it because it get too wet and rot. You guys who are expert gardeners probably know all this, so I'm learning still, figuring it out. Let's go up to the next location and plant up the rest. So here we are at the next location. This is in one of the flower beds close to the driveway here in the flower garden area. And right here is where I had my sweet pea earlier in the year. I'm not going to leave this space blank because I'm not sure if I want to grow sweet pea again next year. I might, but we'll cross that bridge when I get there. So instead, I'm going to do a clump of the iris here. And while I was walking over here, I thought, why not put a clump over in the rose garden? I still have 9. I think I've got more than enough to do a clump here and then maybe a clump over in the rose garden. I'll pull back some of this mulch and then we'll put some right in here, and I'll do a close-up of that. Okay. Something like that. You can get those roots tucked in. I'm going to actually steal some of that clump and this clump. Okay, this one. Now this again is Easter Candy Bearded Iris. More soil. Something like that. All right, and last but not least, something like this. Space that over there. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, it's sort of in a cube or a grid. Not very natural looking, but that's okay. My main goal with these is that they grow and they're healthy. And then I think I'll worry about them next time I divide them, because in 2 to 3 years, these will need to be divided again. So I can dig them up and divide and spread them elsewhere in the garden. Start bringing back that mulch. This looks like a thing. Looks like I've done a thing here. Now theoretically, again, you experts should know all of this. Newbies like me, this hopefully now they will take root and be fine for over the winter. And then next spring, maybe, we'll get some flowers out of these. We'll find out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified when I do post up a new video, because this way you can see whether they flower or not or survive the winter. But I think they're looking pretty good right now. Let's go do the last clump. Okay, here we are. We're back in the rose garden. We're down by the corner where the climbing rose is. Over here I have my, I think it's a Japanese holly. And right here, next to the Thomas A. Becket and this hibiscus, I'm gonna plant the next 5. One, I'll do one back here. These I'll try to spread out a little bit more. There we go. I think that'll work. Nice little clump. And they'll, again, fill in the area as they grow. Woo! It is warm, let me tell you. So let me get to planting here. The nice thing about this spot is the mulch is right here. Well, there we go. I still have to mulch and water. I'll water first and then I'll mulch on top of it. So Here we are. I got 10 plants out of 1. That's pretty awesome. I love anytime I can take a plant and divide it and create multiples. Not only is it a cost savings measure, but it also turns around and allows you to grow more of that plant, you know, elsewhere in your garden. And I just think it's an awesome thing. Plant propagation, as it were. These are the last 5. Again, I have to water still. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I'm going to mulch. I won't bore you guys with that. I have the 3 areas to do, but it's pretty cool that this is, I was able to do this. There's one behind me, Immortality Reblooming Iris, I believe it's called. I think I may dig that one up and propagate that one as well. And who knows, you know, I'm thinking maybe I even plant that one in front of this over here closer to you guys. I'm thinking, or maybe I save it for when I do the new stretch later on this year, probably in September, October, once the weather really starts cooling down. But here we are in the rose garden. I told you we keep doing things in the rose garden. That being said, my flower beds are starting to get really weedy, so I'm gonna have to tackle that, address that soon. I went to Lowe's the other day and I got 4 wooden posts, and I think that's gonna help me tension the wire fencing when I put that up around the rose garden here soon. I think that may be Friday's video, so I'll be working on that a little at a time during the week, in the evenings when it's cooler, and then hopefully show that to you on Friday, see the progress I've made. If you guys want to see anything else in the garden, the veg garden, the flower garden, dahlias, the orchard, if you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comments below. My name is Jason. I'm a growing gardener here in Growing Zone 8A, Eastern North Carolina, and it's hot. Hold on. There are some of you who only tune into this channel, I know, because of Sophie. And yes, she's getting bigger. And she's not, thankfully, digging up my garden. Oh. Although she does walk over some of my smaller plants and seedlings, which is always an issue. But that's life with a dog in the garden. If you haven't checked out the links below, please check out the links below. I have all sorts of links for all sorts of stuff. Go check that out. Sophie and I are going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.